What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex here, and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. Last Friday, I watched Straight Outta Compton, and Straight Outta Compton is the musical biopic for hip-hop's most notorious and most controversial rap group, n.w.a. Now, Straight Outta Compton is directed by F. Gary Gray, who's most known for his work on directing Law Abiding Citizen, Friday, Set It Off, The Negotiator, and also The Italian Job, to name a few of his films. It is also produced by former n.w.a. members Ice Cube and Dr. Dre, as well as Eazy-E's wife at the time, Tamika Wright. Now, this film stars a very, very solid cast, such as O'Shea Jackson Jr., who plays Ice Cube, Corey Hawkins, who plays Dr. Dre, Jason Mitchell, who plays Eazy-E, Neil Brown Jr., who plays DJ Yella, and also Aldous Hodge, who plays MC Ren. These are your n.w.a. Now, the group is not complete without their manager, Jerry Heller, and Paul Giamatti does a great job as their manager. He puts on a really good performance. Now, speaking of really great performances, there are some really great hip-hop icon cameos which I thought were completely outstanding, mainly because whoever was performing these hip-hop icons really nailed it, and it was a really pleasant surprise because I didn't expect to see it, but it really brought a smile to my face because of how well these performers did in portraying these real-life icons. Now, speaking of real-life icons, these actors are completely outstanding. They brought these real-life icons who make up the n.w.a. to life, and I cannot think of any other actors who would do a better job than these guys right here. O'Shea Jackson Jr., Corey Hawkins, and Jason Mitchell really did an outstanding job. They did the standout performances out of everybody in this entire film. O'Shea Jackson Jr., playing his dad, Ice Cube, completely was perfect casting choice. You cannot pick another actor to do a better job than O'Shea Jackson Jr. playing his dad. I mean, come on now. He studied his way, the way his dad moves, the way he talks, his mannerisms, and completely nailed it. 100%. And then there's Jason Mitchell, who was his performance. I completely felt for his performance. I completely felt for Eazy-E. I was watching Eazy-E. I was watching him brought back to life when I saw him in this film. And you know what? He goes through a lot, and you really feel for his character because his performance is completely believable. It was awesome. He did such a great job. And then there's Corey Hawkins, who plays Dr. Dre. And I gotta say that out of everybody in the entire film, I felt the most connection to Dr. Dre, played by Corey Hawkins. Not only was it a great performance, but he goes through a lot. I mean, everybody goes through a lot in this film, but you see Dr. Dre's journey from the beginning to the very end. In a way, it's kind of like Dr. Dre's autobiography, but of course, Dr. Dre, he was part of the inception of n.w.a. So he goes through that, and then he goes through some more, and because of that, you really feel this really strong connection with the character. And out of all these characters, you feel that he's the only one who's really trying to do his best to do the right thing, and that is why I connect to his character the most. All right. Now, like I said before, very solid cast list. These actors really drive the story forward, and this story, even though it's a musical biopic, and I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of musical biopics in the past, I have, it's very formulaic. The structure of this film is very formulaic for a musical biopic. I mean, we see the rise to the top from very humble beginnings going to the very top, and then there's also the rise and the fall of an empire. And we get to see all that, and we've seen this sort of thing before, and like I said, it's very formulaic, but something about this film really makes it outstanding compared to a lot of other films about autobiographies for these for musical icons. What makes this really different is that we're dealing with n.w.a. here. This hip hop group really changed the game completely. Not only do they go through a lot of twists and turns and obstacles throughout the upcoming of their group, but they deal with these forces that are beyond their control, such as politics and, most importantly, each other. All right, they're the one. They came together as one. They created it, but then they also came apart together, and that was one of the things that makes this film so powerful and strong, because even though it is a musical biopic, it's about people and people with one single vision and essentially and ultimately leading to their own visions. And it's also about friendship. All right, friendship, honor, loyalty, betrayal. A lot of these themes are explored in this film, and this film is a very, very powerful film. It sends a very, very strong message because they are fighting for what they believe in. They're going through this really big struggle that is a struggle that is being dealt with today, but they're facing a very, very they're facing much stronger odds back then because they were essentially the pioneers of gangster rap and really expressing yourself, truly strongly expressing yourself through these strong and harsh words, but it's a reflection of what they're really going through, and it's conveyed so deeply and so effectively through F. Gary Gray's vision. I felt that a director like him is the one who really put the right vision for this film. They needed a director like him to really tell the story right, and to have Dr. Dre and Ice Cube as producers to really lead the way for these young actors to bring faith and the right vision and the justice to this story. I think they really nailed it. They did such a great job with this, and I felt completely connected and engaged to this story. I felt like there was a lot of happiness and sorrow and sadness and triumph throughout this film, all types of emotions. And man, I gotta say that this film really, really is really right up there as one of the best musical biopics ever produced. So I'm going to say that this film deserves a 9.5 out of 10. A 9.5 out of 10. It's near perfect. I think the only thing that I would have liked to see more of is maybe they could have spread out more of the attention to some of the other members of the N.w.a. For example, DJ Yella and MC Ren. When you really think about it, when you watch this film, it's mainly Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, and eazy-e who we see as the focus on, which is great, but of course they have a 2.5 hour running time. They can only put so much. I mean, it is essentially an epic hip-hop story. It's an epic hip-hop story. I can't think of any other film that does a better job in telling an epic story about hip-hop, and this is it. This film is my second best film of the summer. A lot of films came out this summer, but I gotta say that this is right behind Mad Max Fury Road. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought that it had a great story, great direction, and great performances, great writing, okay? Completely blew my mind. And when I left the theater, people were clapping. And I was right there too, joining in for the applause. And there you have it. That's all I really got to say about this movie. I 100% recommend it. And I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, @RaginNation. My name is Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Way to 2020. All right? So that sounds very legitimate. Now get this. Here's the crazy part. Apparently, Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice